Hello and good evening, everyone.
Hey.
It's great to be with you. We're so happy to feature this conversation coming up with video artist Jonathan Rattner, who was our 2017 Chelsea Music Festival Visual Artist in Residence. As a prelude to episode 4 of Online Encores, which celebrates the visual arts at the festival, this conversation touches briefly on Jonathan's beautiful film, The Interior, which was given a screening as a part of our 2017 festival at the NYU Tisch School of the Arts.
Yeah, we caught up with Jonathan to ask him a few questions about the film, and we'll follow this conversation up with a short clip from The Interior, which we're excited to announce you will be able to watch in full for the next week on our YouTube page. So enjoy this conversation, and then be sure to tune in directly after for our full episode celebrating the festival's visual arts highlights.
Hey, Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Hi.
How's it going?
Very good. Very good. It's really good to see you guys.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
Hello to Nashville.
Yeah, we love Nashville. Well, we're so excited to speak with you again. It's been a few years. We met in 2017 at the Chelsea Music Festival, where we really had the pleasure of screening your really beautiful film called The Interior. And we think you as an artist and your film were sort of the perfect match for our theme that year, which was called Measuring Time. And when we watched it, we felt like The Interior really brought us outside of our space and the time that we were in. We were all in that theater at NYU, right? And we were transported to this wild land of like uncharted snow and territory in Alaska, you know? And we know that as an artist, that's something that you might think about. And it really helped us think about pacing as well. Mm-hmm. There were some really long shots where we were just sort of observing and waiting and time slowing down kind of a thing. So we would just love to hear some of your thoughts on the material and as you were preparing the film as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think, first, like what really interests me is creating an active experience for viewers. I'm really interested in creating an environment where viewers are aware that they're watching something that was photographed in the past, but at the same time that they feel like they're actually witnessing something in the present moment. So you're having this kind of experience of past and present at the same time, which is not always the experience that filmmakers are interested in having viewers, have. So I want you, when you're watching the work, to be actively, hearing and listening, and also kind of uncovering. For me, I'm interested in creating this heightened sensory experience. And for myself, like on a personal level, I want, a new film experience every time I watch my work, and be surprised every single time. And, and then over the years of making my work, I've created my own language of filming and my own language of editing, to kind of create this experience, in the theater, but also while I photograph, and also, in the editing.
Are those decisions that you make beforehand or on the spot? Because I'd love to hear more about how you said you developed your own language of filmmaking and editing, and what that's like to sort of edit live behind the camera.
No, that's a good question. Well, I photograph very much like an observational photographer. I also kind of think of my practice as a kind of a walking practice. And so I don't have a general plan before, but I don't have a script, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to photograph. And so when I photograph, I'm creating these kind of long durational still photos, and I want things my sounds and visuals to kind of surprise me. And that's what I'm looking for. So and when I get surprised after maybe a minute or 2 minutes of holding the camera, and I'm scanning what I'm looking at, and I'm listening, and I'm surprised, then it's like, that's this live editing experience that I have. And a big influence, I have a lot of influences, but one influence is, for years I've been carrying around this piece of paper in my wallet that are words from like a haiku poetry book. And haiku poets historically have this a wandering practice, right? A walking practice. And so there's a huge influence. And in this piece of paper, it says color, smell, tone, grace, and harmony. And that's what I'm looking for, and that's like the editing experience I'm looking for. So rhythm and tone, color visually, like when I'm translating it to my own filmmaking, but color, like what am I visually seeing? Smell, you don't experience that with the camera. I experience it with filming it, but with same thing with haiku poetry. Your goal is to kind of, can you create an intimate world and deal with objects and shapes and symbols and signs and calculate them so that you're can kind of like not necessarily have that sense of smell, but get close to it.
Is there a particular, I mean, with our viewers accessing the material from different places, is there a way that you would hope that there's a certain way to view this in preparation, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, I think the with the interior, I mean, just okay, a couple of things. I think with the interior, just the enjoyment of going to Alaska and visually experiencing that. If you're a dog lover, it's a way you can engage in that way, because this person's living with 50 dogs, and these dogs are very happy, and he's part of this pack. If you're, so that's the beginning in the sense of subject matter, just enjoying that. And then I think I think good art has conflict and contrast. And so, I guess when you watch this, you could pay attention to that. So contrast with, in the sense of subject matter, you have this very expansive Alaska place, but I'm filming someone who is, living with 50 dogs, and it's not expansive. It's claustrophobic even. Yeah, tight. It's, and so there's, in the foreground, you have these dogs that are intense, and in the background you have this, so you can enjoy it just aesthetically in that way. And then I guess I would say I would, try to, experience it, what I'm doing, when I'm experiencing it, I'm looking, so I'm scanning. So I just pay attention to how I'm interacting with color and tone, right? And movement, and just like ride the wave in a way, with that. And I think, I think that's probably the way to kind of begin engaging in it. And I guess I would say that I strongly believe that filmmakers like myself, it comes across, if people, not aware of, have never really experienced kind of experimental film, they might think of it as really exclusive, and strange. And so it's, and I'm trying to trick you, but it's actually the opposite. I mean, I think historically, if you read about experimental filmmakers, and I think it's the same for experimental musicians, but they're really interested in engaging, and like it's actually inclusive. It's saying, come, like, I don't know, you can join me. We're experimenting here, and we're trying to like enjoy these art forms and see where it takes us.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we're so excited to share the film again. Thank you, Jonathan, for joining us. Yeah. And as we're sort of all in time standing still mode during the pandemic, while at the same time, all of our communities are in huge upheaval and disorder, we hope that all of us can sort of harness this intimate attention to detail and to our senses that you talk about. And so we're so excited to make the interior available for the next week on our YouTube channel. Yeah. And we invite everyone to watch us in full. But for now, and to close out the evening, we'll celebrate by watching a clip from the interior. Thanks,
Great.
Jonathan.
Great. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Yeah, all the
right.
best to you and your family.
All right. You too. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.